Welcome learners to this session. My name is Teacher Jane or Jane Hope, and today I want us to look at Kcse revision on Vectors 2. Vectors 2, a question that was tested in year 2014 and it was carrying 10 marks. 10 marks. So let us look at the question. In the figure below, you read carefully. In the figure below, OA is A. OA is A. It is here. And there is an arrow. OA, an arrow heading to A. OA is A. And OB is B. You confirm. OB is small b. And there is an arrow heading to B. Meaning that this is vector OB. M, learner, M is the midpoint of OA. M, this one here, is the midpoint of vector OA. You can see the arrow there heading to A, OA, and M is the midpoint, and therefore, in short, OM ni nusu. It is a half of OA. Okay, so you are told M is the midpoint of OA, and AN is to NB is equals to 2:1. Look at that, learner. AN is to NB is 2:1. AN, you go to your diagram, AN is to NB is 2:1. You fix your ratios there. AN is 2, NB is 1. Good. After that, now, you go to the questions, learner. You are told, express in terms of A and B. BA, vector BA. What is vector BA, learner? Look at this vector here. You can even put an arrow for you to see it clearly. Vector BA. Vector BA, learner, you imagine you are moving from B to A. It is the same as moving from B to O and then O to A. Look at that. Vector BA is the same as BO plus OA. So you come and write that, learner. Vector BA is equals to BO plus OA. We go back to our diagram. BO is the same as minus OB. It is going against, if you go like this, you are going against this arrow here. And therefore, it is the same as minus OB, which is the same as minus B. So in short, you just say BA is the same as minus small b. So you see minus B plus what, learner? OA. This vector here is represented by small a. And therefore, learner, your vector BA is therefore equals to what? Minus B plus A. You can start with a positive one. You write A minus B. A minus B. We go to the second question. BN. What is vector BN, learner? What is vector BN? You come to your diagram and you check on it. BN. Vector BN. Vector BN, learner, it is a fraction of BA. Look at that. Vector BN is a fraction of BA. What fraction is it? Vector BN is 1 out of 3. Look at that. 1 out of 1 plus 2 gives you 3. So it is 1 out of 3. So we come and write that vector BN, learner, is 1 out of 3 of BA. I hope you can see that vector BN is a third of BA. But, learner, we have said that vector BA is what? So you come and say this is a third of vector BA, and BA from up here is A minus B. And therefore you remove the bracket, you get a third A minus a third B. There we are. What is vector ON, learner? Vector ON in terms of A and B. We go to our diagram here, learner. Look at this, our diagram. Vector ON, Lana, ON is the same as OB plus BN. Look at that. ON is equals to OB plus BN. So you come and say ON is equals to OB plus BN. And therefore, Lana, you come and say that AB is what? AB, you can see it is B. It is small b. Plus what? BN. We have just calculated vector BN, Lana. Vector BN is here. A third A minus a third B. A third A minus a third B. That was your BN. And therefore from here, Lana, you put the like terms together. So you come and say this is equals to what? You can talk of a third A. Write a third A there. Then B minus a third B. B minus a third B, Lana, gives you plus 2 over 3B. And so that is your vector ON. Alternatively, Lana, you can use this other route. You can say ON, for the sake of understanding, ON, look at this, ON, you can as well follow this route now, is equals to OA plus AN. ON is equals to OA plus AN. So, OA plus AN. Our OA, Lana, from the diagram, OA is A. OA is small a. Our AN, Lana, this one here, is a fraction of AB. It is 2 out of 3 of AB. 2 out of 3 of vector AB, which is equals to A plus 2 over 3, Lana. What is your vector AB in terms of small letters A and B? Vector AB, this one, if you are to move this way, vector AB is the same as AO plus OB. It is the same as AO plus OB, which is the same as minus A, because we are going against this arrow here, minus A plus B. Minus A plus B. You come and write it there. So you come and say this is A plus 2 over 3, and it is negated. We can fix our negative there, no problem. Then this times this will give you 2 over 3B. Lana, we can say that this is A plus, A followed by plus followed by minus, is minus. And we have an A here, Lana. We have an A there. So plus followed by minus gives us minus 2 over 3A plus 2 over 3B, Lana. And so this gives us what? You work out this, you get a third A plus 2 over 3B. So in this case, Lana, you can follow either of the routes, either this one here or this other one here too. We go to part B, Lana. You are told that given that Bx is equals to H of Bm and Ox is equals to K of On, determine the values of H and K. Lana, how do we get the values of this H here and K here? So we come to our diagram. This means that this part here means that Bx is a fraction of Bm. So H is a fraction. Bx is a fraction of Bm. And Ox, as we can see here, Ox is a fraction of On. So how do we get those values of H and K? So Lana, what you do here is that you express Ox in 2 ways. You express Ox in 2 ways. Number 1, Lana, take this root, take that expression. So Ox is equals to K of On. And therefore this is equals to K. What was our On, Lana? You look for the On. Our On was a third of A plus 2 thirds of B. You remove the brackets, you get that Ka plus 2 over 3 KB. And so this is one of the ways of expressing OX. Learner, we go to the second way of expressing OX. To express OX using the second way, you have to use this root here, BX. Use this root. Make sure you use it. So you go to your diagram. You talk of OX, learner, is equals to OB, look at that, plus BX. There we have our BX. So OX is the same as OB plus BX. We write it here. OX is equals to OB plus BX. So we come and say this is small b plus what? Our BX, learner, is a H, is H of BM. And therefore this gives you B plus H of what? What is your BM? Again, you go back to the diagram. You look for BM. Here we have the BM here. BM is the same as minus B, because we are going against the arrow, minus B plus what? Plus a half. M is a midpoint, so plus a half of A, plus a half of A. So this will be minus B plus a half of A. I hope you've got that. M is a midpoint, so from here to here, this vector is a half of OA. So a half of A. So learner, you come and say that this is B. You remove this bracket, it will give you minus HB and then plus a half of HA. From there, you factor out B. You have B's here. Factor it out like that, B. So here you'll be left with 1. And here you'll be left with H. So 1 minus H. And here now you'll have a half HA. So this is the second way of expressing your OX. From there, learn, how do you get your H and K? To get your H and K, equate the two expressions of OX. Equate the two expressions of OX. The first OX is this one here. You write it down. And then you write this other one. 1 minus H, B plus a half H of A. Good. From there, you now equate the coefficients. Let me write it in short like that. The coefficients of A. Equate the coefficients of A. You come to this side, you take the coefficient of A, the number that multiplies your A. This is a third of K. Is equals to what? You go to the right hand side, you do the same. The coefficient of A is a half of H. Learn from here to remove the denominators, cross multiply, and therefore you'll get what? 2K is equals to what? 3H, which we can as well write as 2K minus, if you brought this on this side, is equals to 0. Call that equation Roman 1. Then learn, similarly, you do the same for the coefficients of B. Equate the coefficients of B. Okay, so on this side, what is the coefficient? It is 2 over 3K. On this side, what is the coefficient of B? It is 1 minus H. Cross multiply to remove the denominator. This will give you what? This will give you 2K is equals to 3 multiplying this will give you 3 minus 3H. Then bring minus 3H on this side, you get 2K plus 3H is equals to 3, learner. Call this equation, equation 2. We are almost there, learner. So how do you get your H and K? You solve the two equations simultaneously. You write the first equation, you write the second equation like that, learner, and you solve them maybe by elimination method. Subtract. Subtracting, you eliminate this, You eliminate the k's, then minus 3h minus 3h gives you minus 6h is equals to what? Subtract this, you get minus 3. Cancel out the minuses. Divide by 6 here, divide by 6, learner. So your h is a half. And that is the value of your h. Then, how do you get your k? You can use the first equation. You talk of 2k minus 3. Bring your h there. So, a half is equals to 0. 2k, learner, is equals to what? 3 over 2. Which is equals to 0, and therefore 2k is equals to, take this to the other side, you get that. From here, learner, divide both sides by 2. Divide by both sides by 2 to get your k, and therefore your k will be equals to 3 over 2 times, dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half, and therefore this gives you 3 over 4, and that is the value of k. That part B carries 6 marks. Learner, go and practice on how to do such vector problems that carry 10 marks. Go through this one slowly as you internalize, then go and practice with other questions that carry 10 marks. All the best, learners. Goodbye.